It's peak week. This is the final big week of training before we start tapering down for the event. Everything hurts. My legs are very sore. I'm very tired. It's really cold outside, so I'm staying warm. But this week we're going to take you through some nutrition stuff that I'm going to be trialing out and just this final big week of training. Okay, so it's peak week and we are trialing some different nutrition strategy plans. So this is how we're going to do it. This is egg fried rice. Rice with eggs in it, but soy sauce. Pretty simple, white rice. This is likely what I'm going to have for my breakfast. So I'm going to have this now. I'm going to wait 2 hours. And I've got electrolytes, I've got Red Bull, and I've got gels, and I've got bars that we're all going to trial with and all. And see if I puke, because at the moment in all my training I keep puking, so we need to really stop that, because that is going to be a problem in the race if I continue. So alright, so we're doing 3 laps of this fire road. This is Skyline Fire Road. It sucks, but it's really good training because there's not any other fire road I've ridden that's so steep for so long. Anyway, we're trying out Pure Nutrition electrolyte. As you can hear, I'm not doing great. I keep puking, and I think today I'm puking because it's so freaking cold that water is so cold that it's hitting my stomach and whatever, and it's just rejecting it immediately. I'm a bit poopy today anyway, just feeling a bit off. I'm really tired and this is really hard, so I'm really having to dig into some hard chats with myself to make myself do this, because I don't want to do it. These sessions happen, and oh yeah, the other thing I'm trialing is eating a bar. One of these wee bars at the top of every hill, because I'm going to be trying to do that in the race. If I have one at the top, can I ride down and that give my stomach enough time to try and digest it, so when I turn around and come back up I don't puke? We're going to try and find out, but I think it's too cold today to judge, because when I'm drinking the water I'm just puking it up. Alright, that didn't work. I just puked all the way down the hill, so I'm not sure what we're going to do about that. But I think the cold is the big problem. But now I need to ride back up that road another 2 times. Morning, we're back again. I'm less poopy. I've got a lot more layers on. I've got my trousers on, but I've also got thermal leggings on underneath. I've got a big base layer on underneath this, and actually it's slightly warmer, so I'm in better fettle today, so that's good. Now, the nutrition strategy yesterday didn't work. I couldn't really eat or drink, but got the session done, so that was good. And then I got to get cozy in my house and I was happy. So this morning, instead of having eggs and rice and everything that I've normally been having, I've had just cereal, granola with oat milk. So I had that about 3 hours ago now, and the fuel I'm having today is water and Red Bull. It's something I've had before and it's generally worked for me. So today's intervals are 5 minutes with a more of a strength focus, so I'll be going for a lower cadence and aiming for 240 to 260 watts, which is quite a lot of watts actually. But really just trying to destroy the legs completely. So I've only got 3 of those, which is quite nice, but I am definitely feeling yesterday. Body was sore and tired, but that's all good. That's exactly how I'm supposed to feel at this point, so let's get her done. So we're back. Glorious day today. The Red Bull and water did in fact work, so that has gone down well. Also the fact that I didn't have eggs for breakfast, so I've done the same thing. I've not had eggs for breakfast, and I'm trialing out Morton nutrition. So I've had one of their caffeine gels before I started this ride, and I've got their carb drink in my bottle to try whilst I'm about to do some very hard 12-minute intervals at over threshold pace. So it's going to be pretty hard, but also pretty perfect to trial this nutrition to see if this does in fact make me sick when I do put in quite a hard effort. So yeah, here we go. That session actually worked, and the Morton stuff, which turns into hydrogel in your stomach, I was burping during the session, but I wasn't actually being sick. So that must have been working better for me, which is just awesome and a big relief. So now I know all the components that are going to work together, and this is going to be my nutrition strategy for the race. Now, where have I got this information? Well, it's over the course of my career experience and knowing my body, because everybody's individual and everybody needs different things. But also this book is huge, because a lot of the information and the research out there is done on men, not women, and we have a lot of different needs. And Dr. Stacey Sims has opened my eyes to so much stuff. Jamie Scott is actually the person that got me onto all of this, because I had no idea about the cycle. So he introduced me to Dr. Stacey Sims, and then I've followed along with a lot of her research and posts. She's on Instagram, and I've got this book, because working with your cycle for nutrition, for training, everything is massively important. And it's different if you're on a natural cycle, it's different if you're on a contraceptive. So I track my cycle so I know where I am in the different phases. You've got the first 2 weeks and the second 2 weeks, your body's behaving differently due to the hormones. So you need to know where you are so you can work with it and help yourself. So that's been a major part of my learning. I'm not the expert, but I'd really recommend going to check out the research and learning and understanding, because there's so much to untapped potential if you don't know about this kind of stuff. So what I've learned from this is I know where I am in my cycle, so I know how I need to address my nutrition. But the big key that she kept going on about was the hydration was way more key almost than the carbs. And trying to get your fuel through food. Now, because I've done this and I've realised that I can't actually cope with the food in my stomach, I'm going to override that with what I know and how I'm working with it, and focus on the hydration and really keeping that topped up in conjunction with the carbs. So in the Walker 100, we've got one major feed zone and then 2 water stops. Now I'm going to have somebody at the other 2 water stops, and at the feed station you can drop a bag with them at the start, and they will take it to the feed zone and drop it, like give it to you when you go past. So that's amazing. So that one happens at like 38 kilometers. First of all, before the race, I'll be having one of these caffeine gels. I've used that in training, went all good. And then for that first 38 Ks, I will be using, in one 800ml bottle, I'm going to have this drink mix, because we know it works, and that gives me my carbs. There's 90 grams of carbs in that. And then in the other bottle, I'm going to have this electrolyte, because I know that cramping can potentially be an issue, and I want to get the electrolytes in early. So those will be the 2 things in my balls. I'll have a couple of gels, and I'll have these gels. I'll be mixing between the Morton ones and these ones. I know these ones work for me as well. These are fluid ones. Some gels can be really sticky, and these ones have extra fluid in them, so that just goes down a lot better with me. Otherwise, if they're too thick, they get stuck in my throat. I can't, it's just no good for me. So anyway, that's what I use. They've got 30 milligrams of caffeine in them too. I'm going to be using all the caffeine I can get. Then, at the bag drop, I'm going to pick up a bag, which will be this bag here. And I've got 2 hoses. So there's one bladder that has a split in it with 2 1-litre compartments. So I've got 2 litres overall in here with 2 different items in it. One's going to have the Morton stuff in it again, the other one's going to have the electrolytes. I'm also going to have a little squishy bottle with just some water in it too, just to give me something else to drink if I'm like, I've had enough of drinking all these sugary things. So that'll also have a lot of snacks and stuff in it, in these pockets, so I'll be able to refill my pockets for the next 2/3 of the race. So that's what I'm going to do when I get to that one. For that next zone, I'm planning to have, I've got high-tech notes here. So we'll have the carbs from the drink mix in one zone, and then I'll have gels and stuff, as well as some white bread with like Nutella on it, because I figured those little bites of those kind of sandwiches will just be easy to eat, and something I'll probably want if I need actual real food and I can stomach it. So I'll have a couple of them in my back pocket too. So the next feed zone, I'll drop the bag off with the person. I'm going to swap in bottles. Again, similar scenario of the carbs and the hydration. And then at the final one, I'll swap the bottles again all the way to the finish. So I'm not really into the numbers and stuff. I'm trying to give myself as much access to carbs as I can, but I know I haven't done the training of my stomach well, in terms of I haven't been able to train it enough with taking on that amount of carbs. So I'm going to have it there and available to me, but not put a number on it and not get too stressed about it, and just try and eat and drink as much as I can and really focus on that hydration side of things. So this is probably not as thorough as I could have done for this, but I've still got a lot to learn, and I'm going to use this as a learning experience and just hopefully have enough there that I can kind of make it work on the fly. So now it's just the final prep and we're off. I'd love to hear what's worked for you nutrition wise, because everybody's so different. So if you've got any hot tips, please fire away in the comments. I'd love to hear them. We're going to be doing daily race week videos, so as later this week they'll start coming out, so just keep an eye out for them. We'll keep you up to date with what's going on in a more vloggy kind of style, so we'll just take you along the journey of packing the bike, getting on the plane, heading to Rotorua, the first sort of ride in Rotorua, and yeah, hopefully you can join with that and we can build up some hype for this race. Thank you so much for watching and liking, commenting, subscribing. Everybody has really got on board with this, so I really appreciate the support. And now it's going to be race week. I'm very excited.